It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Atlanta Hawks. For Atlanta, it's been all about winning games right now. They've been on a tremendous run, and we're deep enough into the season now to know that it's no mirage. These guys definitely for real. And if you've been watching this team play lately, you know who they've been getting the big baskets from? Freak! He's been on a tear. How's he gotten so hot, Shaq?
Well, you know, he's letting the game come to him on the offensive end. He's not forcing the shot, but he's still being aggressive, and he's always testing his defender. And he's, you know what, Ernie? He smells that barbecue chicken down there. You can't guard this man one-on-one. Well, lick your fingers. The barbecue chicken is hot and crispy.
You're making me hungry right now, but...
Crispy barbecue chicken?
Oh, I just can't wait. You make me hungry. Is it lunchtime?
Wow.
We got it some time. But, you know, he's not settling for any look either. This guy is very versatile. He'll take you inside, take you outside. He's the kind of player that seems like he's a step ahead, like mentally. Like he has this mental telepathy that goes on and goes. He knows what you're thinking before you think it, before the guy thought it was a thought.
Wow. It's like an extraordinary basketball IQ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a high basketball IQ, Shaq?
No, didn't need one, Ernie.
Why?
Because I had the ES.
What's that?
Elbow sandwiches.
Now I'm really hungry.
Elbow sandwiches
Let's
right
get
in
it
your
down
mouth.
to Kevin Harlan for the call.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Indiana Pacers today, bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And a one-game homestand for Atlanta as the Hawks will try to recharge their batteries on their home court. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And coming off their championship last season, that success, I believe, carried right over into this one. They played at a high level all year long and stand poised to make another run at the title.
Certainly looks that way, Greg. I mean, some teams go through a little bit of a malaise or a hangover after a championship. Not these guys. They've had a terrific year.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Pacers, we've got George Hill, also Ellis out there. Paul George is out there with Noel, and it's Stokes in at the 4-man position. Now Ellis, Nicholas Batum missing from long range. That's no good, misses his first shot of the night. And Atlanta has possession. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
On defense, the Pacers, they're coming off that win against Minnesota.
You just have to admire the versatility they were able to display offensively.
Scoring came from every direction, all over the place. I mean, if one approach didn't work for them, they found another one that did.
Now Noel, following the three-point attempt by Freak. 5 to shoot. Stokes kicks to George. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession. Here's Teague. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Pass to Horford. And stolen by Noel. Now the Pacers moving it up. Ellis with the ball. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Well, now let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Nate McMillan. Doris?
He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin, we'll see if they have what it takes.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Still can't quite get anything to fall after 5 tries.
Ellis wide open. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Ellis has got 5 points so far.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Arthur with it, picked up by Ellis. Arthur kicks to Batum. Hits the three-point bomb.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
George with the ball. He had 13 points in the win against Minnesota.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge. Ooh, just shook his man loose with a crafty play inside.
And then the dunk just tops it off beautiful.
High-level skills being showcased out there now, fellas. I mean, that was a terrific hoop.
Arthur, no good.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And George, here we go. And the shot no good, a bit short. The Hawks trail by 4. And it's sent back by Hill.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
1:58 left to play in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. Outside for George. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 3rd assist on the night.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And now, your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders.
Let's take a look now at some of the most explosive players in the NBA lately. The highest scoring small forwards of the past month. Paul George.
A lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position, and you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Well, I would go beyond pretty good, Craig. I mean, they are special players at the offensive end. Impossible to defend in any kind of conventional way. I mean, you've got to be creative to try to slow these guys down.
Now here's Arthur. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
So a moment now to see the story on Miles Turner. He's been a factor for them over the last month. 11th in free throw percentage. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And he deserves a lot of credit for being such a clutch free throw shooter. It's not a glamorous part of the game, but we know how incredibly important it is.
And it's George missing.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Monroe. Here's Arthur. That one goes for the first time tonight. And apparently 8 is enough. Mark him 1 for 8. Pacers leading by 5. 52 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And Galloway pulls it down. Atlanta's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Fires from deep. And he sinks it from deep. 3-pointer good from Arthur. Arthur's got 5.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
And Jack kicks to George. Takes the 13-footer. No good. That puts him at 2 for 6.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Nice shot by Arthur. Indiana's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. George up top. 5 points in the game. Knocks down the step back Jay. He's got 7.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Pacers lead by 2. And talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do. And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs this season.
Relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons for 10 years in the NBA as a consistent scorer.
Well, up to this point, a closely and when you consider how the Pacers are doing, guys, what do you think?
A lot of times, the team that owns the paint come away with the victory, and that's what they've done here thus far.
Yeah, why change the plan until they make you? And that's where they should continue to attack moving forward, going inside.
On the court for Indiana, George Hill out there with Ellis. Then there's C.J. Miles. Then it's Turner. And it's Noel in at the 4 slot. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pistons put on a show. He ended with 47 points, and he was just about on target from everywhere, hitting from deep as well as sinking his free throws. Absolutely incredible numbers from him in a monstrous game.
Appreciate it, Doris. Thanks. Well, we've seen a lot of great players have a lot of great games, but that was something special.
And I love that no matter what approach they tried against him, nothing worked. I mean, he was ready for everything.
It makes you wonder what kind of defense they'll throw at him tonight. I mean, however they choose to play him, it's still going to take a special effort to keep him under control.
Hill kicks to Noel, and lots of contact here. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Atlanta.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Hawks. And Indiana with the change here too. Stokes is checked in. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Now here's Arthur. He's guarded by Ellis. It's tipped and stolen by Noel. Ellis outside, fires the 3, and that is good. Ellis has got 10 points in the game.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Here's T. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to a single point after the basket from Arthur. Hill kicks to Miles. Feeds it to Noel. Outside Hill. There's the dish to Miles. Shot clock at 5. Near the three-point line, it's Ellis. Again, Indiana. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Dishes to Millsap. Now the pass to Batum. Back to Millsap. He feeds it to Arthur. Off target with his 3.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Screen by Ellis. Hill against T. From deep, Miles. Good work defensively by Millsap. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Batum. So both teams make it. And so we wrap up the first half.
Well, obviously a lot of ground for you guys to make up in that second half. Do you expect Coach to shake things up to try to jumpstart you here in the third?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. We came out and laid an egg that first half, straight up. Right now, any change to wake us up would be welcome. But we know we can play a lot better than that.
And now, your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Monte Ellis has been sensational.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague out there with the eraser. And it's Batum in at the 3 slot. So that's the Hawks 5. Here's Ellis, rejected by Millsap. Now Batum. Here's Arthur. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 4 rebounds in this game. Ellis with it. Now defended by Arthur. Teague against Hill. To the inside. Here's Noel. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Stolen by Ellis. They push it up 4 on 3. And the rejection by Arthur.
That's not how you want to kick off the second half with 3 straight misses.
Teague dishes to Arthur. Outside, Batum. Nice open look, but it's no good. Indiana leading by 9. And George, here we go. Hill, rejected by Millsap.
You know, sometimes rest can do more harm than good. It certainly looks that way for them. They've been cold coming out and have yet to find the bottom of the net. Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
Kicks to Noel. Ellis outside. Noel sets a screen for Hill. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Hill's got the first bucket of the third here for the Pacers. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And the whistle blows in the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
You know, he's got to take care of the ball much better than he has been. By himself, he's accounted for 4 turnovers. That's way too many.
The Pacers making a switch here. Miles is checked in. And here is Hill. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Passes to Noel. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Arthur. That one off the back iron and out.
Defense with a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Outside Hill. To the inside. And the basket by Stokes. And the Pacers lead by 14.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
And looking now at some numbers for Hill. How last month turned out for him, he's averaging 10 points a game, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every train needs a conductor, man. He unifies his teammates, sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet music.
There's a screen by Noel. The feed now to Stokes. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Stokes has got 4 this quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness. Take a look at what the eraser's done. He has 12 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in 3-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those.
The free throw drops for Arthur. The Atlanta making some changes. Monroe comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Teague. Then for the Pacers, Turner's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Marcus Morris comes in for Jarnell Stokes. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Hill. Pass to Miles. He kicks to Ellis. Outside Jack. Shot clock at 6. Rejected by Arthur. The shot from the low post is good. Arthur's got 16. Pacers leading by 12. Morris a screen. Off the screen. They get the rebound.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Here's Jack. And it's Jack again missing.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
And the dunk by Arthur.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Miles the pass to Morris. Here's the screen. To the inside. And that time, also a missed shot.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those playing.
And he gets it to go. And it's 6 points for Horford.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this,
we got to be more physical on defense.
Opportunities on the inside make them beat you from deep.
Evan Fournier's checked in for the Hawks.
Posts.
Indiana leading by 6.
And make your presence felt. Quit being so soft.
Now here is Jack. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, this touch is...
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. And so in the game for the Pacers, we've got Ellis. Also George Hill out there. Nerlens Noel is out there with Paul George. And it's Stokes in at the 4. For Indiana, they've gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Hill kicks to Ellis. Pick up by Hill. George with no one around. Knocks down the 3 ball. And the Pacers lead by 14.
That was George Hill getting in the way of the D right there.
Arthur with it. This one for 3. Here's Millsap, and he dunks it down.
How about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
6 on the shot clock. Second chance shot. And he sinks the layup.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Pacers leading by 12. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Arthur with it, picked up by Ellis. Arthur dishes to Teague. Millsap sets the pick for Teague. Here's Arthur, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Well, I like how Paul Millsap used his body to get into the defender there.
And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Evan Fournier.
Nicholas Batum.
Ellis, the pass to Hill. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Arthur. And the call will be against Al Horford. That is his first foul of the game.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Here's Hill. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And he sinks the second. The Hawks trail by 10. The 3-ball. It's rebounded by Indiana. Stokes has got 4 rebounds in this game.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
And now, your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders.
We've got 1:55 left in the game. Arthur, it's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Arthur's got 17 now, just in the second half. 1:50 left in the fourth. Pacers leading by 11. Now Hill. Outside, George. Noel sets a screen for Hill. Clock at 4. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And the basket by Horford.
Nice pass that time. What excellent vision by Jeff Teague out there.
The Pacers have gone on a tear here in the fourth. They're 8 of 9 on field goal attempts in the quarter. Noel against Horford. Outside Hill. Rebound Atlanta.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Teague can't hit.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Pacers.
You know, Clark, when you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Well, you said it all there, Kevin. They were lethal from behind the arc.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And, you know, against a conference opponent, Greg, who you're going to see 4 times total on the season, a 2-0 advantage is pretty healthy.
And maybe it goes without saying, but they had no answer for George. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
The drive by Ellis. Off the mark with the little step back, Johnny. So it's Indiana picking up the win, and in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know.
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
You know what, Ernie? I must admit it.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
I won't bow. Down to no.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets playing against the Atlanta Hawks. Last outing for the Hawks, unsuccessful, coming away with a loss to the Pacers in Indianapolis. They must be satisfied with the way things have gone for them over the first few months. They've played with confidence and composure and have won more than their share of games. And so the All-Star break is behind us. Second half of the season is upon us. Shaq, is this where we'll see the great teams start to separate themselves from the rest of the pack?
Yeah, I think so, but still a lot of games have to be played. A lot can happen that's out of your control. You got to keep a strong mindset, work hard, and just hope for the best.
But this is where the postseason picture will start to get in focus, because right now,
Greetings, everyone, from Charlotte as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest live from the Time Warner Cable Arena. The Hawks here looking to pick up one on the road before returning to Atlanta. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and have their win total.
And you'd expect nothing less from the defending champs. They've taken every team's best shot, withstood the scrutiny, and approached the playoffs here with the utmost confidence.
And with that said, a very legitimate chance now to hoist the trophy again at the end of this season. They've been to the mountaintop. They know what it feels like, but it's never easy to repeat.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. The eraser is out there with Teague, and it's Batum in at the threesome. 3-on-3. Here's Walker. It's stolen by Teague. And now Batum pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Charlotte shooting their first free throws of the evening. And the first one drops. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Teague against Walker. Teague dishes to Arthur. And the shot is long.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Passes it to Francis. Uncovered. They grab their own miss. Clark passes to Jefferson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D, because that clearly was a breakdown.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence. A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
For Charlotte, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Martin passes to Park. There's the pick. Outside, Walker. The shot no good. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
Greg, you're exactly right. It couldn't have been worse, in my opinion. They didn't look fresh at any point in the game. Just seemed to be flat and listless, no spark.
That's good from Jefferson on the assist by Walker. Jefferson's got 5 now.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Horford kicks to Batum. Now Horford. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Hornets trail by 3. Now here's Walker. Really played well against Orlando in his last outing. Great D that time from T.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Arthur, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Park. And a pick bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played. And Teague, here we go. Cannot hit. Walker with some nice D. The Hornets have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Martin dishes to Walker. Pass to Park. 4 on the shot clock. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I caught up with the Hornets head coach. He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin, we'll see if they have what it takes.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Arthur. Here's Galloway. It's rebounded by Jefferson. Hornets have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Feeds to Kaminsky. Puts up the baby hook. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Going to the line.
The first free throw is good. So both teams changing it up here. So for the Hornets, their last game, a win against Orlando.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Then there's Monroe. And it's the eraser. And it's Galloway in at the 1. Here's Galloway after the basket by Charlotte. Here's Arthur. Makes the shot. Basket number 4 this game. Brings him up to 4 for 9.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's Theus. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do about that move. That's just good offense. They were all over him, and he still managed to drain it.
Millsap a screen. Right wing. Here's Arthur. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Here's Barton. He's guarded by Arthur. Power down with both hands.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
Charlotte leading by 7. Pass to Francis. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Good work defensively by Monroe. The feed to Arthur. Picked by Horford. Here's Arthur. Coming off 31 points last game. That's good.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Here's Francis, covered by Monroe. Here's Francis. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And that one's good. And the Hornets lead by 6.
This shot is really a difficult shot to make. Right out of the spin to get your balance and knock down the jumper. That's strong.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Back to Monroe. Clock at 6. Here's Arthur. The three-pointer, no good. Hornets leading by 6. There's the pass to York. Here's Barton, covered by Monroe. Passes it to York. Launches a 3. Hornets keep it alive. The Hawks trail by 6. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. The Hornets have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Outside, Walker. Down low. Rebounded by the Hawks. Horford's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pacers was just a man on a mission. He finished with 31 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. It was a great outing for him, and the team needed him as he was the main source of points all game. Hopefully he gets more support in this one, Kevin.
All right, thanks so much, Doris. What a great report, and what a jaw-dropping performance that was, guys.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, he's given himself a hard act to follow here tonight.
You know what? But as good as he was, it's hard to think there won't be at least some sort of carryover effect, guys. I mean, he still has to be riding pretty high.
Horford sets a screen for Arthur. Picked by Horford. The 3. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
Enquist. He's guarded by Arthur. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Oh, nice double pump finish there. Strictly for the fans.
Horford with the screen on Walker. And Teague, here we go. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Hawks shooting their 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Tie game here in Here we go now, the start of the 3rd quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
Boy, did he put on a show from beyond in that first half. Let's see if the halftime break has any cooling effect on him.
Well, I tell you what, we'll soon find out, because I guarantee they're going to keep feeding it to him behind the arc until he does cool off.
Will Barton is out there with Kemba Walker. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Francis in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Arthur with it. For the lead. Walker with the rebound.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
To the left wing. Here's Francis, guarded by Horford. Soft touch off the glass. Francis! 6 points for him.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
That's a great point. 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed have come at the rim.
Millsap sets the pick for Arthur to the paint. And Paul Millsap, the bucket on the assist by Arthur. Millsap's got it all tied up now for Atlanta. Outside, Walker. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Monroe's checked in for Batum. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Teague. And here is Kaminsky. The dish to Barton. With the shot. And there's the whistle. That goes on Frank Kaminsky. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Galloway, the pass to Arthur. There's a good screen. Horford sets a screen for Arthur.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
Horford sets a screen for Arthur. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Barton passes to Francis. Here's Theus. Offline with his 3.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark. That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Tries to keep it alive. And stolen by Horford. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. All going up court. Monroe's shot is good.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
They need this one. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
So both teams making some changes here. The Hawks trail by 3. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague out there with the eraser. And it's Batum in at the 3.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Teague against Walker. Screen by Jefferson. Shot clock at 6. Puts one up from 19. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. And it's 9 points for Al Jefferson. The Hawk shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Teague gets a screen from Arthur. To the left side wing. No good with the triple.
And so much for repeating the three-point barrage he put on in the first half. Nothing here in the second.
Dishes to Barton for 3. That's good. And now it's an 8-point Charlotte lead.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Now here's Arthur. Tight defense on him.
move the ball. Sticking too much.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken advantage.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Here's Barton. No good from outside.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Arthur with it. He's picked up by Walker. And Batum kicks to Arthur.
What a game we've seen here for Arthur. 22 points, and he's drained 4 3-pointers here as well.
And with more to come, you know, it wouldn't hurt to keep getting him the basketball.
The first one falls.
All right. Keep running. Keep running.
And both free throws good from Arthur.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Pass to Park. Outside, Walker. Here's Barton. He's guarded by Arthur. Charlotte moving it around. 6 to shoot. Here's the screen. Here's Barton. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Teague dishes to Arthur. The 10-footer. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And a wide open look for Walker. Drops in the tray. And the Hornets lead by 6.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
Here's Arthur. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got his 5th assist in this one.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Here's Barton. He's guarded by Arthur. Barton kicks to Jefferson. Almost, but it rolls out. The Hawks trail by 4. Now Arthur. Horford sets a screen for Arthur. And the 3 off target.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you